Guys, this is Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad, and I'm a teacher here in New Works. Before I start, I want to say shout out to Jeff JHT Mini 4-Wheel Drive for all your Mini 4-Wheel Drive needs. He have a Facebook account and he have an eBay account, and you can check him out on Twitter too. Jeff is selling Mini 4-Wheel Drive original and copy parts, so check him out. I want to say shout out to my teammates, Ben Royalty, Rob Henry, Rob Metz, Thomas from NYC, and Richard from Connecticut. What's up, guys? And I want to say shout out to all the New Works racers too. Shout out to you all, Team Chubby, Team 8PM, and thank you so much, Tuners Racers of North Mall, for holding my Cielshock Cup too. And congrats to all the winners. Today we're gonna talk about my Xena, my MA chassis force labo setup. I haven't run this in a while, but I run this in Virginia Beach, and I saw some pros and cons of having this setup, and we're all gonna talk about it. If you want to see a closer look, yeah, this is a Xena. It's an MA chassis, and this is a force labo setup. Sir Joey from Cavite helped me build it. It's not as complicated as it looks like. I'm gonna start from the front of the car to the end. If you can see, the front of the car have rubber O-rings up front, and it flexes left and right individually. Okay, and I have a front damper, and I have the flexible back too, like it's pivoting, going back and going up and down, and that. All right. As I observed, the reason of the purpose of having this kind of setup is so the car can go really, really fast and land perfectly on the track without getting caught in the track. No need for underguard or whatever. And because the car pivots like this, I learned that from Ike from NYC, aka Monty. It's more for stability, and it's for more digicurves. For all the places that races digicurves, I know Cali does it, I know Canada does it, and we do it here in Connecticut, East Coast, and we do it in NYC. I know some places that does it too, but digicurve makes the car stop when you run it. So this movements, it's better than sliding dampers because you just pass through the curves. And also, the reason why you have the stiff rubbers up front is to make the car stable and not absorbing any impact when approaching a regular curve or a regular chicane without sacrificing speed. Because when you approach the wall, it will absorb impact and makes the car slower. I find it really, really interesting when it goes to the change lane, because this part makes it really stable, because when it bites in the change lane, it's like kind of guide, or like it helps push the car go back in the track because it's stiff. Alright, and also I will have a video after this, a test run, that you can tell that the car did jump like properly. I mean, it was not really straight, but when it lands to the end of the track, it gets caught and just went back inside the track. And that's pretty much like the purpose of it. And also, it helps to make the car lighter. One of these characteristics is we have this wheel shaft damper system, because it goes up, goes down, but also it does have a different way of dampering, because the whole rear goes up, and you can also count how many grams you can put by using an old bended wheel shaft over here that I don't use anymore. So I pretty much like wrap it with tape. Take note, not every racing center allow tapes, especially in the Philippines. Like I don't know what are the rules, exactly the rules, but some racing centers doesn't allow this setup. But for those places that allow this, you guys can use this, and I'm posting this video for you guys by request, because there's a lot of people asking me about the labo system that I learned. Also, Labo is supposed to be going brakeless, but in track situations that I've been through, I have to put brakes up front and the rear. But people are trying to go brakeless as much as possible with this kind of setup. It depends on how many recoveries that from a slope or from a tabletop to estimate your brake. I can't really tell you what exactly brake setting you can do, but I can give you tips through my other videos. But like, there's no such thing as default brake settings. It's really just depends on the track layout. Okay, so let's go to the setup. How to make this. First I have an MA chassis, and I choose a white one because it's a white reinforced one. So I cut this part to make it lighter, cut this part, that part, that part, that part to make it lighter. So I pretty much cut all those parts. It's a white MA chassis that I chose because it's more reinforced, and I find white chassis really reliable. Second, wheels. My wheels are Super X 3-spoke carbon narrow. So this 3-spoke carbon narrow, as we all know, it's for Super X chassis, so it's closer to the body. So the reason why I use that, because this is the only besides this is the only wheels that I have. This is the lightest wheel you can find in large diameter. So I trimmed the tires to make it lighter, and 3-spoke. It's also light because it's 3-spoke to begin with, so there's not a lot of weight over there. And I love T37, but I don't like the weight unless it's carbon. So that's the wheels that I choose for this setup. I put a spacer. If you can see, there's like spacers there. There you go. So it does have a little bit of wide stance. And also, if I use the 6-spoke wider wheels, when this one bends, absorbs the shock, it hits the wheel. So this kind of wheel will not hit it when it bends to absorb shock. Alright? And also, I like it a little bit wider. I don't like it closer to the body because you're pretty much sacrificing your stability. Because, as my experience, I know the car is fast when it's closer to the body. Some people go crazy, like really close and put offset. But in my opinion, it will you're sacrificing your stability when you land. Because I like wide stance, because in my experience, it really works. You don't exactly have to do what I suggest, but that's what works for me. And I'm just sharing it. Alright, so the chassis, we're gonna go to the front. Okay, this front is a multi-setting. This front. So I pretty much cut this part, cut that, make it closer to the body, go to the second hole, drill the second hole. This multi-setting is 15430. Alright, this is only FRP Ultimia. You can also use the carbon ones if you want to, but I chose the FRP because that's the one that I have at the moment, and I countersunk everything over there, so there's no it's not like scraping the track. And you guys are wondering what did I use on top of this, like under the FRP. This is the Super X FRP plate, which is item number 15242. Again, it's item number 15242. It is the Super X mount plate. All right, and this two, I pretty much just screw here and put the O-rings. If you can see, this are the fully cowled FRP mount plates. There are 3 kinds. Okay, this one is the first generation carbon one. All right, it is the 14950 2013 edition. So there's no logos or whatever yet on this kind of FRP mount plate. So I pretty much cut this part. See, it's kind of like there's a protruding part over there. You cut it like that. It's like kind of look like a gun right there. There's a fiber reinforced plate one, which is 15472. That's the cheaper version, which is just FRP. This one is a carbon. So 15472 for FRP. And the latest one with the logos and everything is 95253, which is the fully cowled one with the logos and everything. Fancy 20th edition over there. But either or, you can use 3 of them. Any of them. Alright? Alright, so now that we are on front, I use a front body damper, which you need 3 popsicles or 3 reinforced plates, which is 15193. Alright, you can also use the carbon one, but I use a fiber FRP plate on this one. It's 15193, which is the popsicle. So that's if you guys can private message me on Facebook, so how to make a front body damper. Alright, and also I have this AO830 rollers up front. The reason why I use AO830, it's smaller and you can put double. You can put double so it won't hit the wheels. That's why it's smaller. Some people use aluminum double rollers. It should be 19, 9 and 10, or 11 and 12. I'm not sure if it's 11 and 12, 12 and 13, but I chose this one, this two, because it's the smallest, and I don't want it to bite on the wheels when it's running. All right, so that's the purpose of having this AO830 roller bearings. All right, body damper. All right, as we move forward, these are the slim body damper, black, nothing fancy, but it's just a black one that I have, and people in the Philippines call this nips, but this is a damper, a smaller damper. There you go, so you can see. All right, that's the combination I have, because I don't want a lot of weight. I just want like an exact weight, enough for the car to land forward with that. I don't want to go crazy for weight. As we go to the rear, you can see over there that I cut that part. And there's a 2 FRP multi-setting stay over there and a gold bushing. All right, to make the card work like this. I cut that part, the chassis, in half. Oh shit, I can't. There you go. And you have to be like really precise to it, so it has to be flat. So it should be flat. It's 15430 for the FRP plates, for the multi-setting plates. This one is a copy part from MigX. Sup MigX from Noobworks. Well, shout out, by the way. And this one is a Tamiya FRP, which is the 15430. But you can also use carbon if you want. You always have the option of using carbon. You have to countersunk those screws, so when it lands flat. All right. So we also have the popsicles for brake in the rear, and this one up front, it's 15242 again. So it's another Super X multi front, and it pretty much cut it like that. You cut it. You made a hook. You make a hook, so it hooks up to each other. You can see. All right. And this part is like when you're making a suspension. It's also from a multi-setting stay. Again, multi-setting stay is 15430. You're pretty much like getting it from this part. You're gonna cut this part, this, and then shape it like this. All right. It's kind of hard to see and show you everything, and then I have to be like really in depth for it. But if you guys are really interested with this setup, you guys can message me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/cielshock. You can also message me on Instagram. My username is cielshock, and I will reply as much as possible. But yeah, that's how it works, and that's how everything works for the Force Labo setup. Pros and cons. Pros, you will land perfectly on a long recovery track, but in a short one, you still have to put brakes, and you will have a lot of delays on technical track because this bites. Another pro, when you go to DigiCurve, it's really awesome. It's better than a sliding damper, in my opinion, because you pretty much like zip through the DigiCurve by using this. And also, on sliding damper, if you put sliding damper up front, you will still absorb the shock on a regular turn. It will slow the car a little bit more compared to this one, because this one, if it's a regular track, it will not absorb any. It will not be drastically absorbing the pressure or the shock from the car, so it's still stiff, so it will not make your car slower just by having this kind of setup up front, this pivoting setup up front. Sliding damper, it slides, so it absorbs more shock. But this front bumper, when it goes to the DigiCurve, that's the only time that this bumper will work, and the rear. All right. Also, you guys might be wondering, why do I have this stabilizers, no 19mm rollers at the bottom? I mean, at the top, because when it rides on the track, it goes like this. It goes like that. It's pretty much like that and not hitting it. So this is pretty much like you don't need it if you put a roller over there. So you rather like put rollers up front and one roller here, because it's like that when it's running. So it's just pretty much a plastic O-ring for less contact. Is the one riding the track. I have this stabilizer. This is actually a roller from a sliding damper. If you buy a sliding damper kit. And this is pretty much my underguard, because it's shaped like a cone, so it gets caught. It's just slide. Alright, it's just slide. If you guys are wondering what is that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I use plastic O-rings. People ask me why I use plastic O-rings, because some people doesn't use plastic O-rings and they don't like it. The reason why I use plastic O-rings in rear is you're basically just dragging the back, and you don't need any restriction over there, and just make your car faster and smoother, not relying only in the motor, because a lot of people just relying on the motor. It's not about just the motor. It's also about the transmission and the overall setup of your car. It's not about just being heavy or being light. But this car specifically, I made it light. That's why I have all those dampers over there. I have wheel shafts over here tape, so it balances, so I can count how many weight I need in the back. And this is run by Hyperdash or Mach Dash. I highly recommend Mach Dash running this one, because I need more power and top speed. And if I want more torque, I will just lower the gear ratio, but I use this Mach Dash, because if I use Hyper, I've seen the results. Hyper 351, I need more power, I need more torque. So I need Mach Dash, so I lower the gear and put Mach Dash in there. Alright, so it's Mach Dash Pro, and I have a 371 gear on this setup. And this is Xena, if you want to see like the overall look of this labo setup. It's still not perfect, colors are not matching, and I still have a copy part over there. So one copy part over there make it non-Tamiya legal. I mean non-Tamiya events legal, but soon I'm gonna change it to a regular FRP or a regular carbon setting stay. But for now, that is Xena, and after this video, I will have a test run and you'll see what I'm talking about. But hopefully it helped you guys. And hope you guys like the video. And as I always say, you learn from us, we learn from you. This is cielshock, and this is Noobworks. Always raise humble. Peace.